Yeah.
Now get that chook chaser out of the way. Look at this. This is the all new MS 1.0. This is what people have been waiting for. This is hotly anticipated. The team drivers received theirs about a fortnight ago. Yeah, we were hoping that it arrived last week anyway. It's here now. So get excited, guys. Out of all that we've sold, I think there's none left. They're all going to our race team. Everybody has ended up. I'm going to do an impromptu unboxing.
Oh,
whose is it going to be?
Rawlings.
All right, Scotty Rawlings.
Yeah,
here you go, brother.
That means we can win.
Oh, Scott, do you like that pop? Do you like that?
Do
you like that pop?
That was satisfactory,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that's a combination of somebody not knowing what they're doing and also a misused blade that's really blunt.
Plus, you're still excited after looking at this.
All the blood's gone from my head. It's coming back and it's playing havoc.
I like the fact that this came in just in time.
It added to it, didn't it? That's Nico Lee's car, isn't it?
I believe it is.
Well, it looks very similar. Like and here's that one, Christopher Crap.
Christopher Crap.
Did I say that right?
You sounded like a load of crap to me.
Good.
Let's go.
Oh, look what they've done.
I'm going to move these out of the. Yeah.
We don't. Surian did not. He did. He saw the little buggy champ go cartwheeling across the set.
I'm going to actually put these in here.
Now, love it or hate it, they've gone to the system of putting all the screws in one section. I'm not the biggest fan, especially if you're doing the build over a couple of nights or days or whatever. It means you've got to open all the packets of screws and get one out for this step, one out for the next step, whatever. But I understand it is refining their packaging process. You know what I mean? They can just put all the screws in one bag and be done.
Well, there's probably slightly less chance for error doing it that way, so I can live with that.
Sway bars. Got sway bars in the kit. What are we looking at here? They look pretty thick. I can't put my finger on it. 1.2s maybe, I want to say 1.1s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sway bars. What have we got here? Got a rear shock tower. That's very familiar territory for a Master Speed or BD12 owner. Nice big thick one where the shocks are mounted.
I like a big thick one.
Look at the size of the front shock tower. Again, 3 or 4 mil thick carbon.
And it's just tiny. Oh.
All new servo mount. Now, what I love about this all new servo mount TFG is the very fact that the steering, it's floating. So we've got 3 screws here that do up to the center line of the chassis, and the steering posts, the bell cranks go on the top of the steering. So they're no longer like a brace on the chassis. So it's going to be a lot more even flex characteristics. That's what I'm calling it.
I'm thinking of pulling one bag of screws out here because if we're going to give this to Rawlings, I want to mess with him.
Do you?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh damn! I've said that live, haven't I?
You have definitely said that live. Okay. Look at the beautiful alloy bell crank steering, 18 mil geometry.
Oh, this is looking nice,
isn't it? Aluminium turnbuckles, 3 mil. Oh, the all new upper A-arm system. And this is injection molded. That's really good because the car's in the... Sorry, Scotty. I'm going in deep.
Yeah.
We are going all the way in, aren't we, TFG?
Yep.
Oh, that bit's lost. Look at that.
Hang on, I'll just put that in the bin now.
Look at that. Injection molded. And it's very like a... It's almost like the P polymer in a Tamiya.
What's the flexi like?
Yeah, it's very stiff, isn't it? It's going to give you a stiffer.
Surprisingly stiff.
It's going to, for an injection molded, that is going to give you really good control of your caster.
Interesting, because so many other people are going to the full graphite everywhere.
Yeah. And I do believe that they might do a dual turnbuckle system for a top link. But this is, I mean, how often do you really change from 4 degrees caster? Never. So it's really good that we can just do it.
But we can do it.
That's right. It saves the car moving around. And the other thing is that these, as a spare part, are ridiculously cheap in my mind.
Yes.
And there's no slop, and they're buttery smooth. And I would say that that is really because that's such a hard compound polymer that there's no friction in the balls. I thought that might get a chuckle.
What is this? That's for the shaving thing again?
Oh. I've lost my train of thought,
Yeah.
funnily enough. Black grease.
My work
That's
is
going to
done.
be for a little bit of disassembly. We've got our shock and diff oils. Very typical YOKOMO. We've probably got 7.5 rear for your 4.5 turn modified driver.
Yeah.
And I've hit a 450 front, which is quite heavy for the dampers, but all new shock geometry. Have a look at the spur gear. Now that's a 92 spur gear, and again, this is going to give you a rollout of about 7.5 to 1, so aimed at modified. YOKOMO always build their cars for modified. A lot of manufacturers these days don't even include spur gears. Funnily enough, the Axon car didn't come with a spur gear.
What people like have built their reputation on making spur gears.
Yep, or shock oils.
Yeah,
none in the kit.
None in the kit. So you're paying like $1,100, and you've got to pay another.
Admittedly,
15.
most people who buy this won't be racing. Well, a lot of people who buy this won't be racing, so that'll go straight in the bin. But it doesn't matter. There's still the sentiment that it's there, right? Yeah. And when you run a 21.5 car to get the correct gearing, you'll probably have like a 75, 77 tooth spur gear. And when you're racing 13.5, about 83, 84 tooth. That's all 64 pitch.
Yep.
So where the convention used to be sort of like 85 for 21, 96 to 100 for 13, and then sort of 108 to 114 for modified. They're all like 20 teeth less. Here we have the bulkheads, very familiar, black, stealth black.
Stealth black.
All new bulkheads, but very, very similar in design and function. They got a little retaining ball and spring in there for the cam, the diff cams for your diff heights and belt tensions. All new front and rear top decks. One of the biggest criticisms about the BD12 was it is in fact designed and engineered more for high traction. So in lower traction conditions, it was harder to get the car to work. Where this car here, they've engineered the length of the top decks is going to add to a lot more chassis flex and tunability in flex. The BD12 ones were really, really short and hard. They had a smaller tuning window to get the correct flex characteristics. This diff's been going on since BD9.
If it works?
Yeah, a slight upgrade in BD10 when they went from neoprene O-rings to silicon. That's it. Here we have motor mount. All new motor mount. Still, it's a little bit shorter than the BD12 motor mount, which is good, again, for flex characteristics. The BD12 one was really, really long, which was really good for high traction, but it was hard to get the flex characteristics right. So, again, all very, very familiar to YOKOMO owners. Here we have our plastics steering, our steering hubs here. That dates back to the BD10's graphite versions. You've got your 4mm wheel hexes. Yeah, we've got your ball cups. Nothing too serious here. The new arms. Here we go. Sorry, Scotty. I'm ripping in, mate. We are going in, sniffing around. These are all new. These are, again, they have effectively reinvented the wheel by means of carbon fiber arms. So the BD12 had 4mm arms that were CNC machined. So every front left, front right, rear left, rear right were all different.
Yep.
So effectively, one of the biggest drawbacks to having that system was having $200 worth of spare arms.
Just in case.
Just in case, because you can bet whatever arm you had spare, you wouldn't break it. Now, not that it was an easy feat breaking the arm, and in fact, you would usually break the chassis.
More than that if you were going to break the arm.
Yeah, but it usually ended in, it didn't help. So now they've gone for a 2.4mm laser cut arm. So it's not CNC machine, 2.4mm. So it has in fact got better flex characteristics. Towards the end of the evolution of the BD12, they did make lightened and cut arms to induce more flex in the arm, more traction. And they've given it to us in the MS1.0. And the beauty I get back to is there's only two arms. Yep. I think there's front and left, there's front and rear or left and right, whatever. But you've only got to carry two arms to have a whole set. Yep. So that's a nice little feature. And admittedly, because that's now just 2.4mm stock, the arms are actually substantially cheaper. So you've got to remember that this car does have a little bit cheaper ticket price than the outgoing model. Here we have the belts. We've got 351 belts, all new sway bar links. And I really like these sway bar links. I know that they're not adjustable for those trying to get tweak out of their sway bar, but they're really good, simple and robust. Instead of having the grub screw and a little dunga and this and that and just more things. Dunga, that's the technical word, mate. Dunga, right?
I'll need to note that down when I build my tool.
Body post, all very familiar YOKOMO stuff. All new shocks.
Oh,
all new shocks, all new geometry, all new shocks. Shorter shocks. Same size shock shafts, shorter springs, mounted different geometry on the arm. Must be further out towards the hub because the spring rate's gone down from say 2.6 was the kit springs on the last one. These are now 1.9s, I believe, or 2.0s. Okay. So that's
a fair change.
There's 3 options. There's 1.9s, 2.0s, and 2.1s. The current springs available: blue, red, and yellow. And apparently, the team's been testing, and the kit springs are the way to go. Every time they change springs or do this or do that, they always go back. They go back to the box setup. They've changed the lower end of the shock cartridge system. And they've actually gone to a buggy X-ring. So instead of having two O-rings or in the cartridge, it's just gone for a single X-ring, what we use in off-road. And the shock lower, the spring retainer is again ball raced. So they ball race that to take out the torsional twist of the spring.
What concerns me here is you seem to know what you're talking about.
Well, I've been working with these for quite some time now, and here is the chassis. Well, I'm glad that you think I know what I'm talking about, because that was half the battle won, right?
Yeah, as long because if I'm sucked in,
that's right.
Everyone else.
Well, this could be yours. This might not be Scotty Rawlins. You might be starting to lick the lips and.
Oh no, no, these are too fast for me.
Yeah.
I know.
Beautiful chassis. What have we got here? I want to say it's 2.2, just by feel. Yeah. I don't know. It's been a little while since I've tinkered with these. Again, just beautiful Japanese precision milling.
Yeah.
Looking at the weave, it's the trendy matte fiber, which has been the trend for the past 2 years now. Really, really nice machining, countersinking. I am super happy with this MS1.0. Scotty won't be because I've been in his box, stuffing around. He's probably too busy choking on some nuggets. He loves a nugget.
Does he?
Yeah, loves nuggets. That's his thing. Him and Corn Dog have a nugget off.
A nugget off.
A nugget off.
Is that in the Oxford Dictionary?
Yeah, Google it.
Off.
Just Japanese instructions. I don't know how to. I'm just so familiar with them now. It's like really good. Again, a little bit different, say, from Tamiya, but for a competition kit, I think they absolutely do an amazing job. And if you've built a YOKOMO before, this will all be very familiar and straightforward and easy. And all reports from the team is that they just go together so much better than even any other YOKOMO that they've ever built. Everything just goes together, it just works.
How good is this? Live unboxing, the things turn up, and we bring them to you. How good is that?
And we're making technology work still at this stage of the game.
Yeah. I'm going to put this away, and maybe all the bits will be in there. Maybe they won't.
Maybe. But that's future Scott's problem.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It is.
That is something that he's going to have to deal with.
Yeah.
And we'll hear all about it.
But you better not mess with my buggy kit while I'm not here.
I might. You'll be lucky if it doesn't make it through the day without a good licking. That's my thing.
Yeah, well.
I've got to see something, I've got to lick it.
So. Oh, well done. You tipped it all out.
He doesn't need those bits.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's only rolling skids. It doesn't matter. If anybody wants one of these, you better hurry up because there's not too many unsold.
In fact, I would dare say that the first shipment is all sold.
All sold?
I would dare say. I just don't want to go direct people to it and then have to call them up Monday and say, sorry, you missed out. Yeah.
All right, just rewind a bit and ignore what I just said.
Well, there might be.
There might be.
Take the chance.
Because Rollins might not want his kit now that we've touched it.
Too bad.
I said touched it.
That's okay.
That doesn't matter.
It's that time of the day.
Yeah,
takes its toll on you.
Yeah,
you're really ready for a nap, old boy.
I've been up since
so the boys were in Japan, and the stuff's here now. Yeah, we couldn't have timed that any better.
That was a fine thing. I think we've killed it today.